Well, we arrived in mule deer country and I am so excited. This is my 11th year chasing muleys with my bow, and I'm really hoping we can keep a decade-long streak alive. We had some close encounters with some nice bucks, just didn't work out, and I can't wait to get back out here and hopefully get on a nice muley buck. It went just high. That's just another chapter in the mule deer story. Oh, I can't take the stress. 70 yards, last day, last stalk. Oh my God. Growing up, living the outdoor lifestyle ever since I could walk, it has instilled a passion within that is greater than any other.
Got a date with a big buck tonight.
Hunting has taught me an appreciation and love for the animals we pursue and the wild places they call home. But above all, when your hard work meets opportunity and the moment of truth presents itself, the period of time when the whole world stops and you're completely engulfed in the moment, there is truly nothing like it. Dropped him in his tracks. After all these years and the amazing experiences with loved ones, I've never been more thankful to be a hunter. Enjoy the show. Well, we just arrived in mule deer country and I am so excited for another year chasing muleys. And it's the evening now. It's tough hunting mule deer in the evening, so we got here just so we can get rolling to camp and make sure we're good for the morning. But we're gonna get the truck all unloaded and get camp set up in here. And it should be a good couple days of muley hunting. Well, we're just dishing up some dinner. We got camp all set up. We're just gonna eat, look over some iHunter, and get ready for the morning. We're gonna get a good night's rest. I'm so excited for the morning. Hopefully it's not too windy and conditions are good, and we can put a big buck to bed through the burst optics. Well, she's go time. It's morning number one. The wind didn't let up all night and it's blowing, but we're just gonna head out to our lookout point and see what the day has in store. Well, it was a slow start, but I think we got 2 shooter bucks located. We watched a bachelor group of 3 bucks go into a draw over here, and a big buck ran up over the hill and joined them. Finally a shooter with that group, and then I was looking up in these hills and there was a nice buck bedded right in the open, and then he got up, joined 3 does and bedded back down, and they're just in a little basin out of the wind. So we've actually harvested some deer in these hills before, so let's go try to get some permission and see if we can't chase this big old buck. Well, here we go, stalk number 1. We were able to get permission to go up in these hills and chase this beautiful buck. It's really windy, damp from the rain yesterday. It's gonna be quiet stalking. The concern is how close we can get, because he's in the wide open. We're just gonna have to get under him, wind in our face, and itch over on that hill, and hopefully we're close enough. It's hard to tell from a distance. So we're gonna start making our way in there now and see if we can't get a victory arrow in him. Well, they got up and they're feeding down the draw they bedded in. It's not ideal, but if they can just get a little deeper, maybe we can intercept them. We're in the game, we just gotta close some distance. Well, that's too bad. Stalk number 1 was a bust, but we did everything right. We were intercepting them, but just 2 does were a little early. We just need a minute. The 1 doe just sensed something, ran, and he followed. Once you bump them like that, they're long gone. So let's see if we can't get on another one. Moment of Truth TV is brought to you by Conlin Motorsports. Find your adventure. iHunter app. Know your regs inside and out. Black Widow Deer Lures. #1 whitetail estrus and deer scents. Tacticam. Share your hunt. Sights and Arms. Your firearm specialists. Prime Archery. The most accurate bows on the planet. Dry Shod. Canada's most wearable rubber boot. Huntworth Gear. When concealment matters the most. And by Ramrod's Archery. Premium hunting stabilizers. Well, it's evening number 1, and we decided to go after the bucks we saw this morning. There was 4 of them, 1 shooter, and we think they went into this bush. And so we're gonna slip in there, get engulfed within them. Hopefully one comes by. Evening hunts are tough, but you never know. We're due for an evening buck. Well, we just spotted the bucks from this morning. They're bedded in a little basin again, kind of up on a hill, but we can get underneath them and kind of come up on them. So we're gonna make a move now. It's pretty cool. We got a visual. That's what we needed. And now we got to make a move. After closing the distance as much as we could, with the wind being iffy and the shooter buck feeding in the peas with a couple of does out in front in the wide open, we had to stay put and hope something worked by us. Well, that's a wrap on day 1 hunting mule deer in the prairies, and I had so much fun today. We had some close encounters with some nice bucks, just didn't work out, and to cap off day 1 on such a beautiful night, couldn't ask for much more. So we're gonna head back to camp and get ready for tomorrow morning, and I can't wait to get back out here and hopefully get on a nice muley buck. The next frosty morning we headed out, and with conditions being perfect, we were hoping to put a shooter buck to bed. I'm watching 2 nice ones right now through the burst spotter. I'm gonna keep watching and hopefully put some bucks to bed and we can make some stalks this morning. After watching the bucks disappear in a small creek bed, we made sure our equipment was still spot on and started to make our way in. Well, the most painful thing when it comes to mule deer hunting is doing a huge stalk to where you saw the bucks go in and they're gone. A lot of times these bucks, when they lay down early in the morning, they only lay down for a short period of time, then they get back up and move. And you can only watch so much. But that was an exhausting stalk in the heat, and that's too bad. It would have been nice to have got on one of those bucks. As the day went on, we tried to get on another mule deer, but rather we had an antelope rut show right in front of us. He just grunted. And to cap off a beautiful day in the prairies, we flighted some cranes heading back to their roost. Putting the brand new Revolution Army RX2 to work on my first sandhill crane. How cool is that? Well, on morning number 3, it was another tough go. We saw 3 different groups of bucks, but they weren't in real stalkable locations and we didn't really put them to a good bed. So I saw 2 bucks that we hadn't seen yet in the back end of this oat field, kind of going to a slough bed, I think. So we're just gonna slip in there, glass, maybe see him laying there and make a move on him. We're gonna need a bit of luck on our side to spot one and make a move. So let's head in there and see what happens. Well, we've tippy-toed through every bluff so far, and there's only one left, I think, so we're gonna sneak up to the one last bluff and hopefully they're in there. We're gonna make a move now. After checking every slough bed except one for the 2 bucks, it was time to move in. Unfortunately, the brush was so thick we couldn't get a visual to confirm that they were in there, so we had to press in harder than we'd like to. Clean miss on a big old buck. That was a little unfortunate, but we got right in that slough bed where I figured they went in this morning, and it was just one of those slough beds where you just can't get a visual. He was in the thickest stuff. We got to 10 yards, busted him out. I watched him run into this slough bed, and we got to about 60 yards, and he was just kind of calm here actually. I drew back, and this brush right here covered a lot of his body. I could only see his spine, so I tried to aim, you know, I've seen this much of his back. I tried to aim a little low in there, but it went just high. 6 inches lower, we got a dead buck on the ground. Left and right was perfect. My shot felt good, everything was good. We just had a little misfortune there. That's just another chapter in the mule deer story. We're gonna regroup at the truck and make a game plan for tonight and probably sit at a watering hole or the draw where I saw those bucks this morning. Being our last night in mule deer country, we headed into the draw I saw the muley bucks go into this morning, hoping they'd come our way to feed. It wasn't long after getting settled in, a buck came out of the corn and started to work his way up the draw away from us. Yeah, but how are we gonna get him? Well, that was a really long, grueling stalk. Got to 25 yards and he just got up and looked right at us. We're running out of daylight. We only have 10 minutes left, so I was itching in as close as I could and it just didn't work out. I don't know, these bucks, they're so smart. They walk up the draw with the wind in their favor, keeping a good pace. They always have one looking back, and I don't know. I could have just shot him kind of frontal, but he picked onto it real quick, and don't want to wound him, but that's unfortunate. That one really hurts. This wrapped up our first trip for mule deer, going home empty-handed. Moment of Truth TV is brought to you by Revolution Archery, Canada's best custom shotguns. G5 Outdoors, designed to hunt. Burris Optics, find what matters. Reveal Cellular Cameras, always on the hunt. Victory Archery, the carbon arrow experts. Kent Cartridge, quality matters and performance counts. RV City, generations of family fun. And by Tween Lake Feed Solutions, quality wildlife feed. Well, we just arrived down here for trip number 2 for muleys. The first one was great. We had some encounters, we got close to some nice bucks. Kind of figured out the area because it's different from year to year. The weather's supposed to be a bit on the hotter side, but just taking a few shots with my prime bow. Last shot I took down a giant whitetail buck. Well, here we go, night number 1. Just arrived at location. We're gonna be sitting in between the dugout and the peas. Every morning I've watched a buck go into this big bush with a bunch of does. So who's to say there ain't one in there tonight? And hopefully it comes, because it is plus 29 and hot. There's more coming, but they're further out. With a few does reading the script going right by us to the water. Unfortunately, as the night went on, no bucks made an appearance, wrapping up our night. Our second trip proved to be tough, heading out each day spotting deer, and having close encounters passing on younger bucks, just not at the level of maturity that we were looking for. We're just gonna sit here, enjoy it, and this buck's gonna hopefully live on for a couple more years. With deer and mature buck numbers seeming to be down, we headed home again on trip number 2, empty-handed. On our final trip to the prairies in bow season, we started off strong, seeing some better bucks. With numbers being down, the ones that remained were as smart as they come, and they weren't putting themselves in anywhere close to a vulnerable location, making it the hardest it's ever been to get a shot. What did he see? I don't know. He's in a thick willow, because I couldn't see him. No. I think he just stepped out to look at us. Yeah, he's watching us. Well, it's about as close to crunch time as you can ever get. It's our last stalk here on our final morning, and we were fortunate enough to put a group of bucks to bed, and there's one hog in there. So we're gonna make our way in. It looked like they bedded in a bunch of buckbrush. They walked for a half-mile feeding, and finally, I think they laid down. They disappeared in there, and I don't know where else they could have went. So we're gonna go in there right now because we don't want to wait too long. And in case they move, man, oh man, would it be nice if this worked out? But you never know. It's definitely worth a try, and hopefully we can lay our hands on a nice buck. Upon crawling up to the buckbrush, I could just barely see an ear and an antler, and with no room to move forward, the waiting game began. The bucks finally got up, but unfortunately came out the other side and walked straight away, so we had to make a move. I think he's going down, Dad. No. Just wait. Please go down, baby. Please go down. my gosh. Yes! Are you kidding me? 14 days! And it finally worked out. Oh my god. Oh, I can't take the stress. You know what? This is the hardest potential we've ever worked for an animal. It seems like every year there's one animal. This year, it was mule deer. And you know what? I've had a 10-year streak going in the prairies, and I genuinely thought it would come to an end. And I always see people get them on the last day, last stalk, and it never happens for me. And I can say, last day, last stalk. And the prairie streak continues on a giant buck. This was crazy, you know, like we came in a mile, belly crawled up to the bluff, and they came out the other side with the wind. We're like, oh my gosh, thank God for a sweet shooting prime bow and practice, because I came up over the hill, 69 yards, 70 yards, and I shot and he was quartering away, and it went up and in there, and he ran literally 80 yards bedded down. I crawled up to him, gave him another one, and he is down right there. Jeez, he's a beautiful buck. Huge frame, not a lot of mass, but a big buck. And I'm very grateful for him. So we're gonna go check him out right now and lay our hands on this beast of a buck.
Mickey, that was amazing. I can't even believe it. I thought we were done.
Well, everyone, here he is, my wide frame mule deer. This is a surreal moment. I am so proud of this buck. Dad and I worked so hard this year. You know what? Couldn't ask for a better hunt. Even though it took so long and it was so long and grueling, honestly, I'm so proud of this deer. I want to thank my dad. He stuck her out with me. Jeez, what a hunt. I can't believe it. Thanks, Dad. This is unbelievable. We got to pack this guy out about a mile. It's going to be the most satisfying work a hunter can do. Closed captioning is brought to you by RV City, located in Mornville and Nisku, Alberta.